So next step would be wire management. First, you got your roof lead that breaks off and starts doing all his conduit runs. The two installers stay back, getting the optimizers lined up to where your layout's at. They line up the optimizer center top rail to each panel on the layout. There's special optimizer bolts that you slide into the rail. They lock in like a T-bolt and grabs the optimizer and holds it in its place. As soon as you get all the optimizers lined out and in place, next step is actually wire management. So you get opti to opti, you start connecting, and as soon as you get them all connected, it's crucial that you have wire stable and not drooping or hanging off of something. You gotta make sure it's on the rail and out of the way of landing the panels also. Make sure you don't run any wire through where your panel lines are at. So the electrical lead typically works on the pop-up going from downstairs up to the roof where it meets with the roof leads pop up and they intersect. That's the point where both sides meet to connect the arrays to the actual inverter or envoy. And that's when the roof lead comes over and starts doing his sealing through the top. For shingle, we would use something similar to this, which is a solar flashing.
So this is a flashing that stops the rain from getting in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift this up and I'm gonna see where it's gonna sit. I'm gonna cut a little piece out. So when this sits, it sits flush with the comp shingle and also with the roof. So this is our roof sealant. It goes by many different things. Most people call it Geo, but a lot of people refer to it as M1 as well. But it is a roof sealant, and when this stuff hardens, it is near impossible to get off. When you're done, just take a picture of it. This will cover you and show that, okay, I completely have it sealed, no water getting through, period.
So as soon as the pop-up from the bottom goes up into the eave or through the roof, that's where we run our DC wire or AC wire, depending on what system you're using.
While pushing and pulling, you want to make sure there's no tangles in the wire ever. So it's very important not to pull too much. Make sure all the time everything's straight, because you don't want to have to untangle wire.
And then we're going to step into another part of wire management, grounding. Grounding is critical to wire management. It bonds panels and makes sure that if anything was to happen, lightning strike, a short, it doesn't catch fire. Every array, every conduit run has to be grounded, and it all starts from the bottom up. Downstairs, when the electrical lead's wiring everything in, he's making sure that he's grounding everything leading up to the arrays. All the wire that comes from the electrical lead and all our home runs meet at the J box, which is a junction box, so that it all bonds as one. So wire management, it's not the hardest part, but it's the most essential part, because that's what bridges everything into one piece.